kayaking, paddleboarding, just a couple of the great ways to experience the magnificent shorelines and sky views of the UP. Ashley Kirkland is with the guys from Downwind Sports this morning to learn more about how you get started. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Vicki. One way you get started is you get educated. And I don't feel bad about wearing this jacket because it's a little brisk out here this morning. And right now I'm here with Bill Thompson of Downwind Sport. Now, Bill, you do all the water sports. You love it all, but stand-up paddling is fairly new. How did it gain its popularity?
Well, it's really made its way to the Midwest in a real interesting story. The sport was born in Hawaii. Surfers wanting to get out into the ocean, they stood up on their boards, got a canoe paddles, and found out that it's a really great workout. And so then a lot of the Hollywood stars go to Hawaii. Good workout, and the next thing you know, you see Jennifer Aniston in a bikini, and now it's here in Marquette, Michigan. So we're very excited to be able to offer that to the folks of the Upper Peninsula.
Now, what makes it so different from kayaking?
Well, for me, being a kayaker and a stand-up paddler, the difference is the ease of doing it. I can go from my car to the water in a matter of seconds and be on the water. In my kayak, it takes me a little bit longer to do that. The other thing is visually. It's like paddling in a fishbowl. You can see the bottom of the lake. We have Lake Superior. It's crystal clear. It's just a really a fun sport and a great workout as well.
And the lake actually looks so beautiful this morning. And you mentioned Jennifer Aniston and the pictures of everybody, the Hollywood stars. Now, I've seen pictures of like people on a paddleboard without a life jacket. Is that safe?
No, it's never safe to be on the water without a life jacket, and it's illegal as well. So the Coast Guard requires you to wear a PFD, a personal flotation device, or a life jacket, and then also to have a whistle on board as well. So you can get a rescue whistle, put it in your life jacket, put it on. It adds a little warmth. So if we're paddling this morning, we want a life jacket on to keep you a little warm, but also to add that safety factor.
And we will indeed paddle this morning, or at least I will. And you have a life jacket on hand here. Talk to us about what kind this is and exactly what you have.
So, you know, kayaking or a stand-up life jacket is cut a little bit shorter than you might with your jet ski. So if you're kayaking and sitting down, it's not popping up. And for stand-up paddling, to do the proper stroke, you want a shorter fitting one as well because you're bending at the waist a lot. So these are all Coast Guard approved. We'll keep any adult afloat in an adult one, and then a child one will obviously keep a child afloat.
Yeah, and you're going to show me in the next segment how easy it is to do this, because a lot of people are afraid because they think it's difficult.
Right. It's actually one of those sports where the learning curve is really, really short, and that's what makes it attractive as well. So we can get somebody out here that has never been on a stand-up board, and 5 minutes later they're paddling away.
Okay, and you guys have 2 summer symposiums coming up that teach people about kayaking and paddleboarding. Talk to us about that and how they can learn.
Right, so we live in the Upper Peninsula. There's so much water around here. It's a shame not to be out on it and enjoying it. So you mentioned education before. So we do things like a try and buy in June where the general public can come out here to Tourist Park, get on a stand-up board or get in a kayak and learn if they like it or not. And then if they want to take it one step further, we have kayak symposiums in almost every month. So we start off in July in Grand Marais, Michigan. We go in August to Munising, Michigan with Ladies of the Lake, an all-women's kayak symposium. And in October is the Gales, which is a more advanced symposium where we're looking for rotten weather, big waves to go out there to actually advance our skills.
Wow, that's courageous. All right, so we'll be back with Bill. I'm going to strap on this life jacket and get on the water. I'll take it back to you, Vicki. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette, TV6 News.
Some of the most scenic parts of the UP, which have been traveled by many Native Americans, voyagers, and European explorers, but you'd have to do it by water. Well, a kayak or paddleboard would help you on that adventure. Ashley Kirkland is live with more on this adventure. Ashley.
Good morning, Sam. We're here at Tourist Park and we're going to go on an adventure, but first I have to get some instructions from Bill Thompson. Bill, you're an expert here. Now you're going to show us how to get on the board to be safe and all of that. I'll just let you go and we'll see what you do.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll hold them right
Okay,
now.
great.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the paddle. We're going to lay it across the board.
Okay.
in the center part of the board has a handle, and that's kind of what we're going to use as a mark.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab the paddle with both hands and then bring my knees to the center of the board so they're about 3/4 of the way up that handle.
So you never get on feet first?
Well, I wouldn't say never, but this is the safest way to get on and the most stable way to get on. So I'm going to bring up 1 foot at a time, and I want to keep my feet about shoulder width apart and stand up and keep holding the paddle with both hands, because that's kind of your balance. It helps you balance. And now if I just relax, the board will be stable.
Okay.
If I lock my knees, it tends to be unstable. So I just want to totally relax. It's a beautiful morning, the sun's up, it's warm.
Nothing to be uptight about.
No. So we just want to relax and it'll become stable. And that's how we stand up on the board.
Okay. Now, when you have the paddle, how do you want to hold it in your hand?
So what we want to do is we want to grab the top of the T handle, and then about halfway down the shaft is where we want to hold it. And that's it. And a nice relaxed grip on the paddle as well.
And what's the motion? You said this is a great ab workout. What's the proper motion when you're paddling?
So because it's a great core workout, we want to use our abdomen. That's going to be our strongest muscle. So we're going to bring the paddle blade right alongside the board, and then we're going to bend at the waist. And it's almost like doing crunches the whole time. It's here and back.
Because if you go too far out, that would make your boat kind of just go in a circle.
Yeah, if we paddle out here, maybe we want to turn, we want to do that. But most of the time you're going straight, and you're just using the paddle as a lever. Okay? And we don't want to use our arms that much because our arms will get tired. So you want to use your core.
Okay. Now we're going to switch off here, and you've got me attached to kind of a ball and chain. What's this for?
That's a leash, and so what the leash does is it's attached to the back of the board. It goes around your ankle, and so if you were to happen to fall off, the board would go shooting out, and if it's windy, it's a dangerous situation because the board would be gone. You wouldn't be able to swim fast enough to get to it.
Got it.
So with the leash, you're attached to it, you come off, it's no big deal. You just reel in the board and hop back on, and away you go.
All right, so I'm going to try my hand. Okay.
To get off the board, we're just going to reverse it. So the paddle goes down, I can go 1 knee, 2 knees, and then stand off. And that's the most stable way to get off the board.
All right, so now it's my turn, and if I don't make it back to shore, you're going to sign off for me, okay?
That'll be my new job.
Okay.
So paddle goes across the board, then 1 knee and the second, and center yourself on the board. And then we're going to go 1 foot at a time.
And I'm keeping my shoes on.
Shoes on, shoulder width apart. And now we just want to relax. Don't lock your knees, kind of enjoy this. Absolutely. And see, and you're standing up.
Okay. And now is my paddle holding correct?
That is correct, yep.
All right. So.
Yep, we want to be deep enough because the fin is floating, and now you're stand-up paddling.
All right. Sign out for me. Bye, guys. Stick around, more TV6 Morning News.